family, Miss Rowley here. This term in maths, we're going to be looking at place value. Within place value, children will be looking at partitioning numbers up to 100 and up to 1000. All partitioning means is to break down the number into smaller steps so the children can more easily understand how to work out problems. Okay, so we can use a part-whole model to do this. So for example, if we take our number 253, we can partition this number firstly into 200, then into 50, and finally 3. Using this part-whole model, we have partitioned 253 into hundreds, tens, and ones. From this, the children can now write a number sentence. So, for example, 253 is equal to 200 plus 50 plus 3. Okay. Also in the autumn term, we're going to be looking at addition and subtraction, and then later in autumn 2, we will be moving on to multiplication and division. It would be really helpful if you could start looking at some times tables with your children as well, and hopefully they've got access to TT Rockstars where they can start to practice and get a bit faster with some of those times tables. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Hello Griffin families, this is Miss White here. The children in year 3 this half term are going to be focusing on the topic heroes and villains, and to start this off we're going to be looking at the text, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, specifically because we are obviously very lucky to have our Narnia corridor, so we want to inspire the children through this text. We are going to be focusing on setting descriptions of Narnia, as well as looking at some character descriptions as well. Now, to do this, we are going to be looking specifically at some noun phrases and expanded noun phrases. So this is where a noun is described using an adjective in our writing. So it can be expanded, a noun phrase, for example, the child, can be expanded to give more information about the noun using adjectives. Okay, so for example, the small child. And if we want to expand that further, if we want to expand that further using some 2 adjectives, for example, the small excited child, we are expecting the children to separate those 2 adjectives with a comma. So in their writing, their setting descriptions and their character descriptions, we will be looking specifically for these expanded noun phrases. And we think it would be really, really lovely if the children could practice writing saying some of these expanded noun phrases at home, so that it becomes second nature when it comes to their writing. Or maybe they could spot some expanded noun phrases in their own reading books. After we have looked at The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, we will be moving on to the text of Hansel and Gretel, where we will look at the characters and the settings, but also onto how to write some narrative writing of our own, where they might innovate the story of Hansel and Gretel and change a little part of that story to write their own version. So I'm really excited this half term to see how the children's reading and writing develops. We're looking at our domain dogs again, seeing how the children can use their reading skills when they're reading, such as their vocabulary, learning some new vocabulary, inferring information from the text, and summarising information from a chapter, for example. Again, these are skills that children can practice at home when they're just reading their normal reading books. So we'll be continuing to look at this throughout the year. Okay, I really look forward to seeing how the children's reading and writing progresses, like I said, and if there's any questions, please come and find myself or Miss Rowley. We'll be happy to help. Thanks very much. Bye.
Hello Griffin families, Miss Rowley here. This term in science we will be looking at plants, so the children will be investigating everything about plants. We will start off by looking at the different parts of a plant and what they are called, the jobs that they do. We're then going to be investigating what plants need in order to survive. We'll then be moving on to how water is transported around a plant. We're looking at the life cycle of a plant and also the different parts of a flower. Something that we think in year 3 will be really nice for you to do is when you're out and about, when you're going for a walk maybe, have a look around you, start having a look at those different plants we can see, different trees, and maybe start having a think about what the different types of plants are called and the different parts of plants and maybe the jobs that they do as well. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.